Alright, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakadosh. The blindness of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, true well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim, to Sadakim. I do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shema. On this week's topic, we're going to be talking about, just responding to the Republican National Convention and cyber attack. Yeah, the cyber attack, that's something that, you could go on this channel. Well, maybe not this channel. You might have to go to GMS Overdrive 144, which right now is suspended. Because I've been doing videos and other brothers have been doing videos on cyber attacks. Alex Jones has been speaking about it. He's saying, what's next, cyber attack? And yeah, banks are held up, people's checks being held. They're saying there's an issue with Microsoft due to a cyber attack. And look, there's scriptures like Second Corinthians 2:11, which tells us, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. There's scriptures like Genesis, the 3rd chapter, Genesis 3:1. The serpent is more subtle than all the beasts of the field. So the so-called white man is a crafty devil. He's going to come up with many devices in different ways, all right, to get more control over people, all right. Take away more liberties, and generally how they do that is what? Taking away security, all right. And their own founding father said, Benjamin Franklin, I believe, I'm quoting him, when you give up your liberty for safety, when you give up your liberty for security, you end up losing both. Okay, so I've been saying through the spirit, maybe that's the way that could lead into the RFID microchip. But now we seeing these things come to pass, and as I'm speaking, scriptures came to my mind that I'm going to get, because a lot of things we've been saying through the spirit of this holy Bible, all right, has been coming to pass. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to go, Lord willing, see if we can get it. Where are you? Where are you, Ezekiel? Ezekiel chapter 30. Ezekiel 33 and 33, right? Actually, I'll start at 32. It says, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song. Now, who's the them? The namesayers, the scoffers. When it says a lovely song, we're seeing it as entertainment. Back on 34th, that's what a lot of individuals came to see the apostles for, all right, for entertainment, because we were getting these fights and back and forth with people in the audience. And, in the street, a lot of it wouldn't amount to much, except the big back and forth. But, there was some edification. There was edification being brought out of it. But a lot of times with the back and forth, it hinders the edification, and it brings together a lot of people that just, are not sincere. They see this thing as entertainment. And a good point on that is, when the summertime was over and there wasn't much people out, people in the audience were also not out. They wouldn't stick around. They didn't want to deal with the cold because they weren't sincere. So to them, again, this is just entertainment and shit, So I says, a lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words and they do them not. Right, they just listening to it for entertainment, but they don't act upon it, right? Just like, you might listen to a song you like, you might listen to gangster rap, it just sound good, but you ain't gonna go out there and do that shit, all right? But you have certain individuals that live that life, right? But you don't choose to live that life. I don't know, that's not per se direct righteous comparison, but it's a comparison, right? So we live this thing, we live this truth, but for some people, they just much rather hear about it. And the scriptures tell you in the book of James, be doers of the work and not hearers only. I believe that's James the 2nd chapter, all right? But doing the work comes with sacrifices, and sacrifices that people in the world don't want to make. It says 33, and when this cometh to pass, what comes to pass? The prophecies, all right? The cyber attack, the civil unrest, the civil war that could possibly break out, because we've been bringing out scriptures like Isaiah, the 19th chapter, about setting the Egyptians against the Egyptians, all right? Isaiah 19:1 and 2, I believe, or it could be 29:1 and 2. There's also scriptures, the Lord speak about if Satan be divided. So, speaking on this RNC rally, one of the speakers was Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan kept on the mantra of, real Americans versus fake Americans. And he actually had a name for the followers of Trump. He called them Trumpites. He said we're going to be the Trumpites and some shit like that. But he's already setting, whether willingly or unwillingly, or unbeknownst to himself, he's causing division in that. The real Americans showed up. So if you're not with Trump, you're a fake American. Or the Trumpites. So again, that's used division, and that's something I always said about Donald Trump. When he's in, you're not gonna run out of shows. There's always something exciting. All right, he divides the people. He's a loose cannon. You don't know what might happen with him. It's a wild card. And in the meantime, shit, you're making money. Because the dude's a good businessman. If you're business savvy, you're gonna be making money with him. So so the prophecies get kicked off. Now it says, and when this come to pass, lo, it will come to pass. We, last show we brought Isaiah 14:24. The words of the Lord shall stand. Isaiah 55:11. The words of the Lord shall not go out void. It says, then shall they know that a prophet has been among them. Now, what's a prophet? A prophet is someone who says something before they happen. All right. And when we open up this book, this book deals with prophecy, because this book, the Bible, all right, it deals with events that haven't happened yet. We're still in Bible times. That's something a lot of people don't understand. They think the Bible is years ago, and certain events of the Bible are many years ago, of course. But guess what? There's certain events that's prophesied in the Bible that haven't taken place yet. Okay, and it's our job, all right, as the prophets reincarnated, all right, to interpret them and break them down with the proper understanding. There was a time when brothers were, the office was to orientate and write down these prophecies, right? But not per se break them down. Like Daniel didn't break down, he didn't understand the breakdown, rather, all right, of what he was seeing. A lot of brothers, John, they didn't truly understand, or some of them saw the prophecies but couldn't articulate in this particular time. Like the mark of the beast, for example, which is the RFID microchip. He described it as a palisade, all right? He couldn't really use words like World War III and RFID microchip, and it just wasn't that time. So he used words, and that's what most brothers did. All right, when they saw things, they saw the future, or saw miraculous works, they identified it. All right, in their times, the words and things around them, a flying roll, the chariots. So the spirit has been opened up. The seal has been opened up through Yahweh Shah, Revelations, the 5th chapter. All right. And the men of the Lord, starting with the apostles, elders on down, and their righteous apostles and elders, okay, has got the revelation understanding, all right, to break down these scriptures and to go into these prophecies, all right. This book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 1, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. Right, so plain upon tables. One time, these things the scriptures are being written on tables, and it went to papyrus scrolls, and it went to paper. Now the modern day, we're making it plain upon tables is these videos. All right, these modern day epistles. We don't. Some very few lessons we go in deep, but for the most part, we try to keep it simple. The simplicity in Yahweh Shah, very simple. All right, and break down what we see going on. As going into this Trump thing, going into the cyber attacks. These are things that we said. Look, these things are possible to come, man. All right, as a means to an end, as a means to an end. Order ab chaos. All right, an end to their New World Order. All right, Alex Jones was saying, look, man, you see the Hunger Games, how the rich don't really dwell in the earth. They come back down in these little fractions and sort of observe the people on earth, and most of the world has been destroyed. Now, that's a science fiction movie to people, but that is what they want. It's called predictive programming. They're right. They have something called the enlightened utopia. All right, wherein after World War III, and they bring the population down to about 500 million, they could come and rule over the remaining population. All right, That's how come when we read scriptures like Amos about us digging them out of hell and grabbing them out of heaven, that's talking about the deep underground bunkers they have and the space stations that they're working on, all right? You got Jeff Bezos working on Blue Origin. You got Virgin Galactic working on space. You got Elon Musk with SpaceX, okay? They're trying to come up with these different ways to just hang out close to the outer atmosphere because they can't go to the moon and no other planet and shit like that, all right? And hang out and watch the world be destroyed, all right? And then rule from above or wherever, all right? The small remaining population. This is their goal. This is things that they see and want. And the Most High has put that in their head. Okay, so they want World War III to happen. Okay? And so do we. But their belief is that they're going to rule the remaining population. But Scripture says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, when he's about to put the capstone on this new world order or this enlightened utopia, all right, then he's going to be in straits. That's when we're going to snatch them up and put their ass right into slavery. Verse 2, it says, to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Verse 3, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth. Right, so, you know, we and when you read these scriptures and you get these breakdowns, you're going to run in two ways per se. You're either going to run with it or run away from it. These nations, they're going to run away from it because this got nothing to do with them, all right? In terms of salvation, only thing that's coming for these other nations is slavery, all right? And for the so-called white man, destruction, because we prophesy in the end of this kingdom, all right? Who's going to be the ruler to usher that in? Hey, we hope it's Donald Trump, you know. It could be another individual. It doesn't matter who it is, honestly, because, you know, we talked about it. These things are going to come to pass. But we believe, all right, that at least, you know, speaking as a man, that the Lord got greater plans for this dude, all right? There was a reason he wasn't shot in the head. There's a reason the Most High turned his head a narrow second before that shit was about to go through his skull, okay? Because the Most High has greater plans. And this shows you this is all the Most High show, you know? Now imagine if he gets in office and they kill him, and Alex Jones was saying, like, look, man, they're going to try even harder. They might just attack the White House. Who knows? You know? Shit might get really real, and that's going to could thrust us, all right, into major chaos. You know? 2 Ezra 14 and 15 on down. Sedition amongst men. Verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, all right? Right, so when you read Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter and the 1st verse, it tells you that everything, you know, is done in the season, you know, to fulfill the purposes of the Lord, you know. So particular visions are for appointed times, all right. Couldn't have the RFID microchip in the time of Yahweh Shai. It wasn't that time yet. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Right, the Most High ain't no liar, right? What people don't understand is time is already written. All right, it just has to get played out, you know. And the scriptures tell you in the book of Isaiah that, you know, the Lord declared the end from the beginning. You have prophets way back in the beginning that already saw the end and see how this shit is going to play out, all right? And we telling you how it's going to play out. This place is going to be destroyed. Yahushua is going to come back in the midst of World War III and deliver the elect. All right, when the elect come back down, we're going to repopulate the new kingdom, Yahushua's kingdom, all right, refreshed. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, it seems like it's tarrying, really it's not, relatively speaking, to Yahushua's time. The Most High is moving very quickly. I know to man it might seem like forever, but to the Lord, things are zooming by. And you kind of feel like things are zooming by. Like, look how many years, yo, bro, we about to hit 2 decades since the apostles been out there. You know, that's 20 years. They came out there 2007. We're about to hit 2005. So time fucking flies, man. All right? So it ain't tarrying. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. Yeah, be patient. Don't get impatient, you know? Might seem like it's tarrying, but it's don't tarry. Don't give up and go back and I don't even know how. Well, you know what I do know, how the Most High can zap you and take this truth from you. All right, so you pray you don't do that's not your lot, you know, because there's nothing in the world for us, brother. Okay, except the other end being destruction. All right, it says, and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it surely for it will surely come, it will not tarry. Right, and every prophecy that the Most High prophesied, sometimes they hit at different times. It might not hit at the exact moment. Clear example, the destruction of Nineveh. All right, so though, you know, men of the Lord back then in the year 2000, they thought it won't be out. It wasn't that time yet. 24 years later, you know, still teaching. But it's gonna come to pass. All right, because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua said it will. All right, and we believe on that, and we see it too. You know, we have the eyesight to see it. The cyber attacks, this great divide in America. All right, we've seen a lot of things we haven't seen before in our lives. So that's big signs, man. All right, with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopefully elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.